Welcome back to DevOps Genius Zone. Today we are covering Kubernetes architecture, nodes, pods, and control plane explained, and if you are working in DevOps or trying to break into the field, this is one you cannot afford to miss. Kubernetes is the container orchestration platform running at virtually every major US tech company. Let me walk you through exactly what you need to know. We will cover the core concepts, how it works under the hood, how to get started the right way, and the best practices that senior engineers use in production at real US tech companies. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, actionable understanding of Kubernetes architecture that you can apply immediately. First, let us talk about why Kubernetes architecture matters so much right now. The US job market for DevOps engineers is stronger than ever, and companies are specifically looking for engineers who understand these tools deeply, not just on the surface. In 2025, DevOps roles in the US command salaries between $130,000 and $190,000, and that number is only going up. Knowing Kubernetes architecture inside and out can literally change your career trajectory. Here is the foundational concept you need to understand. The desired state management model means you define what you want, and the system figures out how to get there. This reconciliation loop runs continuously, comparing the actual state with your desired state and making corrections automatically. That is what makes modern DevOps systems so powerful and resilient. Getting started the right way matters more than most engineers realize. Before you touch any configuration, understand your requirements. Version control everything. Use the principle of least privilege. Keep changes small and incremental. And always have a rollback plan ready before you deploy to production. Best practices from senior engineers are straightforward but often overlooked. Automate the repetitive work. Document your decisions, not just your configurations. Test in staging before production. Monitor everything. And when something breaks, and it will write a post-mortem and learn from it. The most common mistakes I see junior DevOps engineers make are skipping the planning phase, ignoring security until the end, and not handling failures gracefully. Avoid these and you are already ahead of most candidates. Here is a real-world example from a US tech company. Teams that implement Kubernetes architecture properly consistently see faster deployment frequency, fewer production incidents, and smaller on-call burden. Engineers spend their time on work that matters instead of firefighting. Now let us dig deeper into the specifics of Kubernetes architecture. Whether you are on AWS, Azure, or GCP, the principles remain the same. For instance, in AWS you would use ECS or EKS for container orchestration, while in Azure you have AKS, and GCP offers GK. But regardless of the cloud provider, Kubernetes architecture enables you to ship features faster, recover from failures in minutes, and scale your infrastructure elastically. Let me give you a concrete, hands-on walkthrough so you can see exactly how Kubernetes architecture works in practice. Open up your terminal and follow along. Even if you do not have the full environment set up yet, just watching this will give you the mental model you need to succeed. We start by defining our desired state. Think of this as the blueprint of what your system should look like. In the DevOps world, we write this blueprint as code, infrastructure as code, configuration files, or policy definitions. This is the single source of truth. Once the blueprint is defined, the next step is to let the system reconcile the actual state with the desired state. The control loop checks every few seconds. Are the right containers running? Is the correct number of replicas active? If something drifts, the system automatically brings it back into alignment. Now, let us add monitoring on top of that. Tools like Prometheus and Grafana scrape metrics and show you dashboards. You can see request latency, error rates, and resource usage at a glance. Set alerts so you know immediately when something goes wrong, and with a well-implemented Kubernetes architecture setup, the system often heals itself before you even wake up. Another crucial aspect is security. In the US, regulatory compliance frameworks like SOC2, HIPAA, and PCI DSS require you to have complete visibility and control over your infrastructure. Understanding Kubernetes architecture helps you meet those requirements without slowing down development. Always follow the principle of least privilege, grant only the permissions absolutely necessary. Let us also talk about cost optimization. cloud bills can spiral out of control if you are not careful. With Kubernetes architecture, you can set resource limits, schedule non-production environments to shut down at night, and use spot instances for fault-tolerant workloads. These simple steps can cut your cloud spend by 30 to 50%. The community around Kubernetes architecture is one of the most active in tech. There are dedicated Slack workspaces, Discord servers, local meetups, and global conferences like KubeCon, reInvent, and HashiConf. The DevOps community in the US is incredibly welcoming and always willing to help newcomers. I encourage you to join a few groups and start learning from practitioners who work at companies like Netflix, Spotify, and Airbnb. To summarize, Kubernetes architecture is critical in the 2025 US DevOps job market. Start right by understanding requirements before touching configuration and version control everything. Follow best practices around least privilege, small changes, automation, and documentation. Monitor everything from day one, and always have a rollback plan. If this video helped you, please smash the like button. It helps DevOps Genius Zone reach more engineers in the US who are working to level up their skills and their careers. Subscribe so you do not miss a single video. We publish brand new in-depth DevOps content every single day. Drop your questions in the comments. I personally read and respond to all of them. See you tomorrow.